Hey everyone, welcome to this week's video. I'm going to do a little tour of my nerd room slash game room. I'm doing it in the daylight so you can see things a bit better. But at the end of the video, I will show you a little montage of how it looks at night time with all the hue lights and neon lights on. So yeah, here is the tour of my nerd room slash game room. Starting with the entrance, I have my Tomb Raider poster on the door, which I absolutely love. My friend gave me that and yeah, very much appreciated. So before I got back into retro gaming, I did a lot of conventions and cosplay, and I got to meet a lot of cool celebrities. So I do have some kind of autographs and pictures scattered around the room. Not all of them, just ones that I feel like fit with that 80s or 90s kind of style. So this side here, I have some of my 80s icons, which I absolutely love and they were amazing to meet. And on the bottom here, I have a few Red Dwarf pieces. It's my favourite TV show. I have a lot of like signed photos and stuff, so I've only got a few out, including these ones. So yeah, I've got a cool picture on the bottom there. Then I have this newspaper thing here, which my friend made for me. A few of us got to go to this kind of launch day for like Red Dwarf 12. They released some Leopard Lager, which is the beer from the show. Got to meet Doug Naylor, bought me a pint. Such a cool day. I'm lucky that I've had the opportunity to go to things like this, and I've been to the live show a couple of times on the newer series, so yeah, absolutely love it. I really hope there's going to be a new series, fingers crossed. I know it's not a great angle, I have very limited space where I can put a tripod stand, so yeah, I'll do some cool shots over the top so you can get a better look at things as well. So this side I have my Mega Drive, which is my personal favourite at the moment. It just brings me so much joy to look at. It's so colourful, I love the artwork. The spines look really cool as well. So yeah, this year I kind of want to get more Mega Drives because it's what I play the most, and like I said, I think it looks the nicest out of all of them. It just brings me the most kind of nostalgia because it was one of my first consoles, and I've never stopped playing it. I absolutely love it. Next up I have my CRTV, which my friend very kindly donated to me. He also gave me like about 200 VHS tapes as well, so yeah, very thankful for that. I did a video on that as well if you want to check that out. On top of the TV I have my Resident Evil 4 chainsaw, which I absolutely love. I had one when it first came out, sold it, and then bought it back for like, I don't know, 4 times the price that I sold mine for. But yeah, it's a really cool piece, and you know, it was £100, and I think that was quite a bargain because they're worth a lot more than that. And like I said, I've tried to fill every space with like pictures and photos, autographs, and one of the things I was happy to get put up was my Tomb Raider poster, which is from the late 90s or early 90s. It's one of the few things that survived my moving around and selling stuff. So yeah, really happy to have that. And on this side, I have my PS1 and my Dreamcast. These are my other 2 favourite consoles, so that's why I've chosen these ones here, because they fit nicely and they're the ones that I like the most at the moment. My Dreamcast collection is quite small. I nearly had the full PAL collection in the early 2000s. The gate, if anyone else was buying Dreamcast back then, I mean, I remember games selling stuff for like 50 pence, £3. I bought loads. I also remember there was like one of those, they used to do it for CDs as well when you like, it was like a mail order thing. So I did it for like, I think it was 10 Dreamcast games for £50, and it was stuff like Power Stone and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and oh my god, the fact that I got those for £50 for 10 games was there. Yeah, so obviously I'm wounded that I sold them for absolutely nothing, and now they're worth absolutely tons. A part of me wanted to try and get the PAL version completed, but I just can't spend that much money on games that I have no interest in. So sadly I'm not going for a full collection, but I have got games that I love, like Jet Set Radio, Shamu, the Sonic games obviously, Stupid Invaders. And yeah, I feel like there's a couple more I want and then I'll be happy. My PS1 collection is pretty decent. I've got most of the games that I want for PS1 as well. These past 2 years I've just been buying games that I really want and trying to get the grails when I can. So PS1, I managed to get Cooler World and Bib Ribbon, which the more pricier ones that I have. I know they're still like not worth crazy money. I don't want to spend more than £100 on a game. That's kind of my limit at the moment. I think on average most of the games work out about £20 each that I buy. I don't like to go over 50, and like I said, £100 is my absolute limit, and it has to be really worth it and something that I really want. So sadly there's going to be some games that I'm not going to get anytime soon unless I don't know, win the lottery, or maybe it's if I trade in, so it doesn't feel like I'm spending quite as much. On the bottom I do have my favourite PS1 games. My Tomb Raider games are the only ones that I've actually kept. I don't know why, I just never could get rid of them. So yeah, these are my original Tomb Raider games, and it's the only thing left from my original collection. Then I also have my Dino Crisis games, Parasite Eve, Resident Evil, and then my Bib Ribbon and Cooler World, because yeah, they're all great games I absolutely love. Next up is my Calyx unit, which has all my consoles on, and none of them are set up. I have to kind of set them up as and when I want to use them. I tend to just stick with one console for a while anyway. I don't like to go random every day with different ones, so yeah, I don't mind that at the moment. Eventually I might get like a setup so I can plug them all in, and it's easy just to switch on and play. Now you probably can't see, but I have an Ouya, Dreamcast, SNES, Mega Drive, Mega CD, which doesn't fit and really noises. I might have to get the Mega CD one and set that up because I think that might fit better. I've got my original Xbox, my 360, my Master System, N64, got my Wii, which plays my GameCube as well, and then I have my PS2, which I play my PS1 on, and then I also have my Atari 2600. My new consoles, so my PS5, Xbox, and my Switch are downstairs because I obviously want to play that on a big screen with the surround sound. But I do also want to pick up a PS3, NES, and a Japanese GameCube. Probably as a PS1 as well, because even though I've got a PS2, I kind of want to have the PS1 because it's like one of my favorite consoles, just because they're quite cheap and I like to have one in the collection. Next up on top, I have a load of random stuff like my Furby and some horror masks, got some Lego. It's not great the way it's set out, but it's because the way I used to have my room, it doesn't really fit with how I have it now, but for now it's fine. I can live with it. And down the side, I just have, like I say, I've tried to fill every space that I can with stuff. So I've got like some cars, my Tamagotchi. They're really cool. This section is just full of cosplays I never finished, and I need to fix them and sell them because I need more space and more money for games. So yeah, that's a project for this year. Next up, I have my 360 section. I absolutely love this section because it's so colourful and it was just a great console. I'm a big PlayStation fan, and like many others, I jumped ship to the 360 during this generation. I'm back to PlayStation again though, but yeah, it was such a good console. It was really fun. The online was amazing on it. I had lots of fond memories of it. I worked in a game store throughout the whole of its life cycle, so yeah, a lot of memories and I absolutely love it. Below that I have my PS2 collection, which sadly looks very bland. I'm kind of gutted that we got really boring spines compared with other countries. I do love my PS2 collection. It's really good for horror games. I've got quite a few already that I want, and there's a few that I'm never ever going to get because the price is it's just too much for me to pay. But yeah, I'm happy with what I've got, and there's a few more that I'll get that are an okay price, and yeah, I'll be happy after I've got those. Then on this wall I have some gaming posters. These are by a guy that does a lot of events. He does loads of movie posters as well, which I've got a few dotted around. I think I might buy some more because they're framed, so I can change them in and out quite easily and kind of like, yeah, change the background a little bit. Above that I have another Red Dwarf piece. That was something that was given to me for doing the Leopard Lager promo launch that I mentioned before. And I managed to get it signed by the guys at an event as well. So yeah, one of my favorite pieces, absolutely love that. Then I have my IKEA sofa bed, which I absolutely love. Maybe it's a bit too big for this room, and the reason I can't do it as well as I can is because this is just, it can only stay here. It can go nowhere else in the room. But I do love it. And it's a double bed. So yeah, I just sit here on the night time and play some games. It's, yeah, really cool. And then I'll move on to the side here. I have some NECA figures above me. Not a collection I want to get into because I can't afford any more collections. But I've got a few and a couple of signs as well, so I do like them. This side is mainly my newer games with a couple of extras that I had no space for. So I have my PS5, my PS4, then I have my Mega CD because it's the only way I can fit it. And then I've got my Xbox One. I don't buy a lot of the Xbox One because I have Game Pass, and I find it easier just to, unless something really cool comes out, I'll just get it digitally. Next, I have my Switch collection. I do buy a lot digitally now on that as well, so I only really buy the Nintendo exclusive ones like Mario and Zelda, things like that. Anything else I'll just happily buy like digitally when it goes on sale. Next up I have a random shelf which has one DS game, 2 Vita games and a few Japanese GameCube games. I do want to expand the GameCube, so that will go somewhere else when I can find space. And then below that, I have my Atari 2600. It was the first console that was ever bought for me, so it's got a lot of memories, and I still enjoy playing it. It's got a lot of nostalgia. There's only a few more games I want to get that I used to have, and then that collection will be done. I'm not bothered about getting anything that I didn't own when I had one as a kid, so yeah, I do love that. I love the artwork. Like, I know it's not for everyone's taste, but I just love the simplicity of it. It's really cool. So then I have this corner here, which I have my desk if I ever want to do any editing or I will get a PC eventually, so I'd like to set it up here as well. And then this is a new addition to the room because I had no more space for games. So this is my really small Nintendo collection. So this is my N64 and my SNES. So there is some Mario and Zelda games that I want to get for these consoles. But apart from that, I don't know what to get. I would like to expand it and maybe play some games that I missed out on because I never had the console. So any games for the N64 or SNES that you feel like they're amazing, I need to get them, let me know in the comments below. As long as it's not like hundreds of pounds, you know, something in budget would be awesome. And then I have my very small PS3 section. As I mentioned, I was more of a 360 person during that generation, so I'm just gonna buy the exclusives and that's it. If it was on 360, I'd rather buy it for the 360. So yeah, it's a small collection. It'll probably fill a shelf at most when I finished it, and that's it. And I'd be happy with that. Next up is one of my favorite pieces, which is my Mega Drive 1, which is boxed. I just love this particular artwork. It looks amazing. The console's in there. Like I say, I might get a Mega CD 1 because it'll fit better in my Kallax unit, hopefully. But yeah, for now, it's just on display. Next up is the original Xbox console, which I don't have a ton of nostalgia for, because I was more PS2 during that generation. It did have some exclusive titles though, which I obviously want to buy, such as like Fable, Halo, the Jet Set Radio game was amazing on that as well, so I've got that. And also a lot of the horror games are actually cheaper on the Xbox, so like things like Project Zero, I'm gonna buy on this because I'd rather get it for like half the price, because it's still a good console and I'm happy to play them on that as well. Below that is my Wii collection, which is my least favourite console probably out of everything that I own. It did have some games that were exclusive though, so I will be getting those because I do enjoy some games on it. Also, again, like the Xbox, it does have games that are slightly cheaper. So I think one of them, for example, is the Silent Hill game. I want to have all of them, so this is way cheaper than the PS2 version. So yeah, I was happy to get this at a good price. And I don't know if you can see, but I do have a replica Jumanji board and Freddy Krueger glove, which is really cool. And then I just have some random bits here. So I've got my hi-fi system and some figures, and then I've got my Lego Home Alone house, my Blade Runner collection of stuff. I've got some Buffy stuff, Power Rangers, and then some Star Wars stuff on the bottom as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Next, I will cut to how it looks in the dark, which I've got my Philips Hue lights, which I love, and then I've got like random fairy lights and neon lights, and I'm usually retro gaming or watching a VHS or just chilling with some music. So Euphorias are my favourite compilations. I usually have these on all the time. But yeah, check out how it looks in the dark and I will catch you guys later. Bye.